So when we deal with the epistles that Paul has written, we call them the Pauline epistles. What we have is the same gospel message that has been challenged and being redefined within the context of the time in which the gospel was presented. It's historically to us, or historical to us rather, of course, but what we do is study the living truth of the gospel and the Pauline epistles, which is applicable to our contemporary circumstances and situations. So as much as we're reading the Bible as a mythological book, what I'm doing here tonight, or what we're doing, is I'm trying to define for you some ageless truth that I can apply to the circumstances of my own everyday life as well as your everyday lives. Have I lost you all? Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. So when you take on the book of Colossians, we're in the introduction, you don't have to deal with the little hysterical setting because there is no book in the Bible that says to the church in Charlotte, North Carolina, that it doesn't say that for us. It is written to a group of people here. What we're dealing with Paul here. I know some of you are lost. Catch up. I'm going to get you there. So it's written for a group or a remnant of people in a historical context, but are looking for ageless truth. Look at someone next to you and say, I'm looking for ageless truth.
I'm looking for ageless truth.
We're looking for ageless truth. Why? So that we can apply to our circumstances of our lifestyles. And so if we can use for a subject just for a moment, I bear you witness today as humbly as I can. I will say I'm going somewhere. Come on. Can you just look at somebody next to you and say, neighbor, I'm going somewhere. We see here that we're going somewhere. Can you just look at someone across the room and say, I know you've been a lot of places.
I know you've been a lot of places.
I know you have suffered a lot of things in those places. And now it seems that you're at a place of delay. But one thing for sure, my brother, that I am for sure that I'm going somewhere. Can you just look across the room and say, I don't know where you're going, but I know that I'm going somewhere. Can you just shout across the room and say, I'm shouting in an urgent moment here. I've been delayed but not denied. And so now this is my season. Come on, come on. And I know for sure where I've been is not where I'm going. So I prophesy to myself and to you. I'm going somewhere. That you're going with me. The Colossian church is actually Paul refuting heretical teaching that was influencing the church away from the pristine quality and the purity of the gospel. It was seen quite unusual, but truth is that wherever there is a presentation of the gospel, there's always and has always been a challenge. If you look at your own contemporary environment, you will find that we are being challenged today and all the days of our lives. In so many ways, as it relates or correlates to justice, as it relates to our lifestyle choices, and also the gospel has always been a place of challenge for us. Some of you can actually agree today that you are challenged every day, for the Bible tells us that we are troubled on every side, but says some things there. The reason is Paul begins to declare that we're troubled on every side is because that every plan that we make, every step forward that we take, even as we gain a forward spirit in our prayer life, and we become to a place where we can decree and declare things in our life, it seems like the challenge of an existence of darkness always fights against me. And so biblically, from this perspective of darkness, darkness versus light. I feel like that some of you are in the middle of your circumstance right now. You're challenged on every side. It's because God has allowed the devil to touch you. Reminder of Job. As God is speaking to Job, he's having a conversation with Job, with the devil rather, and he says, Satan, where have you come from? He says, oh, I have been roaming to and fro, and in other words, roaming, seeing whom I may devour. And the person that I devour, Sister Crystal, is the person that is open to be devoured. Brother Kirk, it's the one that's open, that's confused and double-minded. It's the person that don't see their way. They don't have a plan. And it's better, come on somebody, to not have a plan than have a plan and not fulfill your plan. And so I'm troubled on every side, as Paul expressed to us. It's because that nothing comes easy in our life. When I plan for God to move in my life and in a certain manner, you can always look for evil to present yourself to me face to face and out on eyeball. I'm understanding today that Paul begins to correlate to us. He says, when I try to do good, my brother, evil was always present. I tried to keep my pants up, but guess what? When I saw it, my flesh began to adhere to what I see. Some of you, 10 of you, 5 of you, 3 of you have had that discussion about 30 years ago that by the time that I'm this age, I will be married. You're not married right now. I'm just coming to let you know you're not married right now. And you say, I will have the house of your dream. I'll come to let you know in 2013 you don't have the house of your dream. You say, I will have a wife like this. You don't have a wife like that. You got the wife that you need, or you're not married at all. You say, I will drive this car. You don't drive that car right now, so you might as well wash up the pizza that you have right now. You say, I will have this, I will have my own business. And you have an EIN number, but guess what? You're not making no money at all whatsoever. You say, I will have a church like this. And guess what? The church you're in, let me go ahead and bust your bubble, is a hole in the wall, a storefront. You don't even have a real church building. You said, I will have this, and I know it's because there is hindering instances between here and there. I believe I will. You just don't involve none. You don't just become morph, which is the word that we take from the word metamorpho, which we gain the word metamorphosis, which tells us that we go from the word morph to metamorpho to the metamorphosis. We take a back seat, we gotta go back to metamorph. And then if we go back to the beginning, we go back to morph. And some of you don't understand that you're right here at the stage of a morph. And God is saying, I'm trying to take you to the place and status and phase of your life to a place of metamorpho. Which says that I'm in a place right before the very miracle that He has promised over my life as a man. As an embryo in my mother's belly, I'm just before my breakthrough. The reason there's so much resistance at metamorpho and between metamorphosis is the is that we are afraid to fail. We are afraid to start all over again. We feel like failure in the eyes of the people. But it's very humbling, not because you prove and you tell people and you claim that how humble you are, but the humbling is to say that, saints of God, what I tried to do didn't work. So I'm going to start over at the beginning and start my first works over again, and then we're going to try this again, because there's no need to stay right here being delayed, stagnated. You're not learning nothing. You're not getting anything out of this right now. Let's just start over again.
Yes, sir. Come on. Help us.
Whenever me and Pastor Sheila have an argument, a challenged conversation, conversations are challenged, Elder, we start over again. Means we start being kinky the way we touch each other. This is a PG sermon here. Thanks, remind me of that. So what happens is that we go tapping and love tapping again, Elder, and we begin to hug a little bit, because now we're at a place past repentance. We have repented. We are sorry that we have hurt one another, and now we go back to the beginning stage that says, hey, I was wrong before. I don't care what capacity it was. In some way or form, I was wrong in some way. And so therefore, now we go back to the beginning of being lovey-dovey, being a happy family again, until the next challenge. What happens is we conform in 3 different stages of our relationship, which means every marriage or every relationship as far as a friend suffers between the metamorpho, and the metamorphosis. Are y'all listening to me, or are you bored already? Which means that I'm telling you, this phonetic analogy says to us that sometimes you just have to begin, even when people have betted that you will fail.
Come on.
We understand that these synergies are around about us. I wish I told you before